Digging around. I got my spade, I got my hoe, I got my rake, and I'm ready to go.
Hello and welcome to Spring in WA with the Garden Gurus. I'm Trevor Cochran. We've got another sensational program for you, packed full of great local gardening advice about gardening here in WA. And where else would I be today but beautiful Araluen? I'll show it to you a bit later on. Here's what's coming up on today's show.
Hi, I'm Darren Senor, and today we're looking at fertilising in WA's terrible sandy soils.
Hi, I'm Steve Wood, and later, the toughest of all the garden plants.
G'day, I'm Chris, and today I'm going to take you to the wonderful world of trash and introduce you to the Dirty Dozen.
Digging around.
Gardening in dry, lifeless sand is no fun. In fact, it's often hard, unrewarding work. So if you find a product that permanently turns sand into loam, the ideal growing media for most plants, you stick with it. And that's exactly what the homeowners have done here with their recently renovated back garden.
Homeowners Liz and Des had spent years as well as a lot of money trying to establish a successful front lawn, all to no avail.
So Liz, 4 years ago you discovered Clay Plus?
We did.
So with your front lawn, it looks great, but I believe that wasn't always the case?
No, for about 20 years we struggled with our front lawn. It was always brown and patchy. Now we've put the Clay Plus in, it's fantastic, lush, green.
Well, it looks great, and so when you went into the backyard, no hesitation, Clay Plus again all through the lawns and gardens?
Yes, absolutely, and hoping for the same result as the front yard.
I'm sure you will. Clay Plus is a blend of clay, minerals and silts, and it has some pretty special properties. The loamy soil structure it creates allows your soil to hold on to organic matter for longer, plus the valuable nutrients it contains. This minimises leaching and cuts your fertiliser use, which is good news for the environment and great news for your bank account too.
A great advantage is that there is no need to remove the existing sand, which can be costly, time-consuming and worst of all, hard work. Simply incorporate to change the soil texture and add mature compost and well-rotted animal manures as soil food. It's easy to blend into the sand using either a shovel or rotary hoe. The more thoroughly combined, the better.
The balanced mineral content of Clay Plus provides all the trace elements required for optimum growth. This makes Clay Plus ideal for lawns as well as all types of garden beds. When growing hungry crops, such as veggies and fruit trees, load up on the rock minerals, not just for better growth, but also for healthier, more nutrient-dense produce.
And there's no need to reapply each year. Just feed the soil organisms with mature compost or well-rotted animal manure. And as Liz and Des have found, you will never go back to gardening the old way again.
Last year, our state used 366 billion litres of water. To put that into perspective, it's enough to fill 162,000 of these. And individually, we each used enough water to fill 3 backyard swimming pools. It sounds mind-boggling, but the Water Corporation says we're actually on the right track because our water consumption is down 34% since 2001. That said, Water Corporation has been working with the Perth community to save water. And last year, we recorded the lowest per-person water use in 70 years. While we're becoming more water savvy, the drying climate persists. So we need to keep finding ways to save water. By 2035, we need to find 40% more water to supply our growing population. And there's no point looking skywards because our climate is just getting drier. So while we do our bit to reduce and recycle, Water Corporation is working hard to secure our future water supply. This figure might surprise you. It did me. This year, only 17% of our water has come from the clouds. So where is it all going to come from in years to come? Well, 41% of our water came from the 2 desal plants that were commissioned a few years ago. The Southern Seawater Desalination Plant and the Perth Seawater Desalination Plant. And 42% came from beneath our feet. Groundwater has been topping up the state's water supply for years, and in the future, it will remain vitally important. It needs to be replenished though, and that's where the Water Corporation is tapping into an innovative concept. Groundwater replenishment is the process where treated water is further treated to drinking water standard and then it's recharged into our groundwater supply. Now, the aim is that by 2060, 20% of our drinking water is going to be supplied this way. You can picture it like this: 100,000 Perth homes, all supplied by recycled water. It's a brilliant idea that's going to provide us with a climate-independent water source to boost our much-needed drinking water supplies. Now, the Water Corporation is doing a great job securing our long-term water sources, but that needs to be backed up by us and our actions. We're doing pretty well, but I've got a few more ideas I'm going to share with you a little bit later on in the program.
Now, if you're a young, modern family, there's a very good chance you've got lots of these around the place. Now, remember, just because the box they come in is recyclable doesn't mean this in any way is. This is, when it's full, hazardous waste. It cannot go in your yellow top bin. That is definitely just for the recyclables. It needs to go in your general waste bin, which has a green lid or a red lid, depending on where you are. Now, stay with us because we've got lots more on the show right here on Garden Gurus. Believe it or not, even in the world of waste, not all trash was created equal. When it comes to rubbish we throw out, there is some stuff that really is public enemy number one. This stuff can clog machines, leak toxins, explode, or even contaminate perfectly good recyclables, rendering them useless.
We call them the dirty dozen. We all have them, and if we can just make better choices with what we do with these nasties, it can make a big difference to our recycling and our waste streams. Now, the first on our list says so much about how technology evolves and breeds obsolescence. It's our dear old videotapes, and they really are a curse.
Trouble is, no one wants them anymore, and when they break up, the film wraps around the machines, clogging them and slowing them down. So sadly, they must go on the verge for bulk rubbish collection. Same thing goes for the eclectic things like toothbrushes and toothpaste. They can cause big problems when they're mixed in your recycling bin. So they are best put in your green top bin where they can be screened out and they can go to landfill. Bean bags can cause machinery to clog, so again they need to go on the verge for bulk rubbish collection.
And then there are those in the dirty dozen that are toxic, and these are the things that can seriously pollute groundwater. Things like batteries, paint, chemicals. They can't go anywhere near your bin. You're going to have to take them to the hazardous household waste section of your local tip, and there they can safely and properly dispose of them.
Fuel cans, gas bottles, fire extinguishers can explode, so never put them in your bins. Instead, you need to take them to the household hazardous waste section of your tip. And the endless stream of broken and worn out items from the kitchen can be a real handful too. Some of them can clog the recycling plant equipment, so they need to be kept back and put on your verge with the bulk rubbish collection.
Finally, and saving the nastiest for last, we have the dirty nappy. Please do not put these in the yellow top bin. I've been told that just one of these stinky monsters is enough to contaminate a whole sea container of these bales that were ready for export. Remember, green bin only for these unsavoury characters.
At the end of the day, we all have a choice. Now, we can choose to throw perfectly good material in a hole in the ground, or we can think before we ditch and recycle right.
Daylilies are one of my favourite plants. They flower in a huge range of colours, are incredibly hardy, but best of all, the flowers and flower buds are perfectly edible. Stay tuned for more great gardening advice right here on the Garden Gurus.
We've relied on animal manures to provide the nutrition our soils and gardens need for thousands of years. Once in the soil, the microbes and worms quickly break it down, making it available to keep our plants and gardens looking healthy and lush. The best animal manure is one that's been aged and composted. Fresh animal manure, well, we run the risk of burning our plants, and it's a bit fragrant to say the least. Of course, different manures have varying rates of nutrition. When we consider their levels of nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium, horse manure is at the lower end of the scale. Then come sheep, cow, poultry, and finally the richest of them all, pig manure. When manure is composted, it develops a lovely texture that adds structure to the soil, and we're left with a far more appealing, rich, earthy smell. Pig Piggy Post is 100% organic material. It's easy to spread and contains all the nutrients and trace elements your garden needs. The pig manure is broken down over 12 months. So with Piggy Post, there are no obnoxious manure odours, and it's a real soil builder. Now that we've fed our garden, it's time to mulch. Our West Australian summers can be a real challenge to our gardens. As we head into the warmer part of the year, it's vital that we mulch. A coarse quality mulch will protect their gardens from the searing sun and dramatically reduce evaporation. Lupin mulch is a local West Australian product that not only protects the garden from the sun, but also significantly suppresses weed growth. Lupin mulch's coarse soap in nature allows water to penetrate easily. It contains plenty of nutrition and important mycorrhizal fungi, which keeps the soil fertile and healthy. It's important that we choose quality products when we're feeding or mulching our garden.
Earlier in the show, you heard how each of us used enough water to fill 3 of these in the last 12 months. Now, while it's our best effort in the last 14 years, Water Corporation really needs our help to reduce the stress on our water supply, especially given our increasing population and our decreasing rainfall. Now, this is the Garden Gurus, so let's start in our own backyard, and I'm going to begin with this pool. Pools lose around 20,000 litres of water a year to evaporation. Cover it with a pool blanket and, hey presto, you'll save up to 55 litres of water a day. Now, ignore anything else you may have heard. The best time to water a garden is before 9 a.m. in the morning, so the water has time to soak in beneath the surface. Actually, if you're starting from scratch and you want some professional advice to help create a water-wise garden, Water Corporation's website is a wealth of information. It has a list of professionals from garden centres right the way through to landscapers. And sometimes that initial consultation can save you a lot of time, money and heartache in the long run. In fact, the first step in creating a water-wise garden is in choosing plants that use less water. Now, you can do it yourself, but that Water Corporation website is really helpful. So before you even venture out to a garden centre, you can log on and check out the Water-wise Plants for WA directory. All you need to do is simply pop your postcode in like this and up pops the list of plants that are suited to your region's challenges and will save you water. Easy. Great gardeners improve the soil every time they dig for a really good reason. The healthier your soil, the more drought resistant your plants will be. So make sure you use soil improvers and wetting agents to improve water and nutrient holding capacity. And look out for these symbols. They mean the products you're choosing have been designed for WA's climate and for their water-saving qualities. Add hard, chunky mulch to protect your garden. A 5 to 10 centimetre layer of mulch will help reduce evaporation loss and save water. The verge is another place to rethink the vegetation. Consider water-wise alternatives to grass for a low-maintenance system. And on the subject of grass, choose a drought-tolerant lawn and keep the expanse of green to a minimum. Cooch, buffalo and kikuyu respond well to our hot summers. And recycle. Grey water systems are on the rise and they're a great way to irrigate our gardens. It won't be long before the system has paid for itself. Any one of those initiatives will deliver you some great water saving, and it's not just the backyard gardeners doing their bit. Over the next few weeks, I'm going to show you some of the innovations and the initiatives making WA a water-wise state and ensuring we have enough water well into the future.
Now that we're coming towards summer, it's important that we plant the right seedlings for this time of year. Lettuce, tomatoes, zucchinis, chilies, capsicums, they'll all thrive in the summer heat. Stay tuned for more great gardening advice here on Garden Gurus.
Growing a garden is a lot like raising kids. To ensure the best possible results, you need to provide a loving, nurturing environment with lots of fresh air and sunshine and an ample supply of healthy, clean water. And to make sure you see strong, healthy growth with a minimal amount of sulking or pest and disease problems, you simply must feed them right. As with kids, your plants will need a well-balanced diet.
one that provides all the macro and micronutrients they require to encourage growth that is strong, healthy and sustainable. West Aussie Gardens provide a unique set of trying conditions. Our ancient sandy soils have been completely depleted of nutrients and life. So it's important to use a fertiliser that not only supplies the full suite of macro and micronutrients, but one that also helps the gardener to develop a healthy garden soil. So it makes sense to use a product that is designed in WA with WA conditions in mind. Bailey's Energy Garden is exactly that, making it the ideal choice for WA gardeners. It includes zeolite and humates. The zeolite will improve the water and nutrient holding capacity of the soil, making them more available to your plants when they're needed. Humates greatly increase soil fertility and boost beneficial microbial activity, increase root growth of your plants and make the nutrients more readily available. This is great news when you're gardening in the world's worst soils. Applying it couldn't be simpler. The ingredients are combined into a homogeneous prill, which ensures even application. Simply sprinkle onto the soil surface at the recommended rate and water in well, either with your irrigation system or a hose. Based on blood and bone with a full range of nutrients, including trace elements, this WA product is suitable for a wide range of plants, including fruit and vegetables, ornamentals and natives. This does away with the need to have a wide range of fertilisers and nutrient supplements, which makes gardening a lot less complicated. Growing a great garden in WA's unique and challenging conditions is not only possible, it's actually not that difficult when you use locally designed and locally produced products. Using a top quality complete fertiliser like Energy Garden will make feeding your precious plants so much easier. And then, like a proud parent, you'll get to see them grow into strong, happy and healthy specimens, which is what gardening is all about.
One of the biggest trends in gardening today is a resurgence in the use of succulents, and it makes a whole lot of sense to me. Water-wise, low maintenance, what's not to love about this almost indestructible range of plants? There is no doubt that some varieties look spectacular as a standalone feature, but I'm a big fan of the succulent garden. Select a number of your favourite varieties and place them together in a bowl or pot. Make sure the pot you choose has good drainage and always use a quality potting mix, ideally one containing a slow-release fertiliser. Top dress with stone or pebbles for maximum effect. A succulent garden like this will tolerate full sun, but will also put up with a fair amount of shade, making them incredibly versatile and ideal for people with a busy lifestyle. During summer, water twice a week, enough to keep the soil just damp. But during winter, back watering off to once a week. Succulents don't mind the cold, but they don't like being cold and wet, so be careful not to overwater. Some of the best indoor plants are succulents. My absolute favourite is Sansevieria. This is one of the few plants in the world that will not only survive, but thrive indoors. The added bonus is that this is a natural air purifier that will absorb volatile organic compounds that are present inside our modern homes, making it not just a pretty face. So if you're after that special succulent or just need some advice on which varieties will suit your garden best, come and talk to the friendly staff and check out the huge range available here at Waldex Bentley. Now's my favourite time of year to visit my local garden centre. Ornamental and fruit trees are in abundance, and now's the time of year to get them established before that long hot summer sets in. There are lots of beautiful ornamental trees available, and they play a significant role in helping the environment and in keeping our homes and children's play areas cool in summer. Deciduous trees are easy to maintain. The leaves have spectacular autumn colour and they make the best compost. They also let that lovely winter sun into our homes when we need it the most. The crimson spire has lovely pink flowers and a burgundy foliage and a natural narrow shape, making them ideal for compact spaces. Check out these triple grafted nashi, plums and apples. As far as I'm concerned, fruit trees are what help make a house a home. And there's nothing quite like walking outside and picking the freshest, tastiest fruit. It's a sheer delight. Remember to keep your fruit trees well fed. A generous handful of complete fertilizer 3 times a year will keep them looking their best. By getting the right advice and putting together a broad selection, you should be able to pick fruit all year round. Come down to Waldex Bentley and let them help you plan the perfect garden. There's no better time than now to get your edibles in the ground so you can start enjoying their tasty harvest. Whether it's spectacular ornamental foliage or delicious edibles, choosing the right trees for your garden adds value to the home and helps improve our quality of life. Waldex Bentley in Melville have got a special offer. Spend $50 or more on ornamental or fruit trees and receive a 1 litre bottle of liquid fertiliser valued at $14.95. Be sure to mention you heard about this offer here on Garden Gurus.
Well, that's it for this week's show. I hope you enjoyed it. You know, gardening here in WA can be incredibly rewarding. You just need to know what to do. We're back next week. We've got some great advice. But in the meantime, if you haven't been up here to Araluen, you've got to check out the beautiful tulips. They are just stunning. This whole garden is just a fantastic place to come and enjoy. Bring a picnic, sit back, relax and enjoy. And I'll look forward to seeing you next week for another episode of Spring in WA with the Garden Gurus.